Would we be that one band that you play with and all the other bands are like, oh, yeah, Chapters? Those guys are really nice guys. Like, oh, how were they? They have heart.
Kind souls.
Love their merch.
That's what you'd say.
How were they live? Great merch. Very kind. Yeah, how'd they play, though?
Their kindness shined through.
I'm Josh Hour.
I'm Jared Atherton.
And we are Chapters. Wouldn't miss it for the world. There's a lot to talk about.
This is one of my favorite songs that we've ever done. Probably better response to this one than any song we've ever released.
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to do big social commentary, but I think we can all agree the last year has been pretty weird.
Why?
Yeah. How so? I think there's a lot more people trying to help each other than tear each other down. I think all of us are just trying to figure out the best way through all of this stuff. And when we have pieces of art, I think sometimes can give a language or help us in a unique way that other things can't. So when I think of this song, first thing I think of is that processing that I went through afterward. Interesting.
So I have a 2-year-old son, and he's just at that age where you have to sit with him at night. So I was sitting there with him, and it's a lot of times I'll listen to demos and things that we're working on just to see if something hits. It was almost like you were showing me a guitar tone. Like, look at this new guitar tone I got. I listened to that, and I had the melody and a couple phrases that were fresh to me.
Right.
We had just moved to Tennessee, right in the middle of a global pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off the trails of, is it trails or tails? Coming off the trails. So there I am. And I swear, dude, sometimes when we're recording these, I revert to 3rd grade English.
Forget talk, I do.
Yeah. I play song and write music. That's how I feel sometimes when we're doing these. It's so funny. Because I'm super smart until we press record.
Crazy smart.
Yeah, really smart. But the first lyric I had was, wouldn't miss it for the world. The idea behind that is in all of the chaos that's around us, and it's not even specific to this time, but especially in this time, 2020, like if I could shut it all down and just look at the things right around me, my family, the things that are really important to me, It's about change and finding the right moment to do it. When those things align and you know like, ooh, it's time to do this, you have to jump on it and go, or else you never will.
That's it. Yeah.
Deciding that the time is right to do something extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
If it fails, it fails. But let's fail magnificently, you know?
Right.
Let's go out with a bang. If it doesn't work, we figure it out and we do something different. But now's the time to try something. Let's just go.
Come walk with me down the only road we know.
The visuals of the opening, come walk with me, come talk with me.
Yeah. It's like cancel out all the noise. Just slow down and let's talk. Let's dream. And that was something for us that we talked about. We got to a point in our marriage where we stopped dreaming. We never said anymore, someday, blah, blah, blah. It's like, tomorrow, I hope we can get through the day, And that's a drastic change from like dreaming about your future to let's just get through today and hopefully we'll get some sleep tonight, So it's a bit of a call to like, let's slow down and actually like talk through this stuff and talk about our future and our kids and our dreams and what do we want to do? Who do we want to be? Like we still actually have control over that stuff. I think I forgot that. Are we done?
I think we're done. I think we just summed it up.
Okay, let's go get some good Mexican food because seriously, I've been eating barbecue for 8 months now. Verse 2 is very much about us fighting over moving. Stop everything in your arms and your honor. Like, however long it takes, we'll wait and we'll do what's right. But it's time we really think about it, Those are things that I was saying to my wife, like, I know, if this isn't the right time, then it's not the right time. But I know you don't want to talk about this, but we need to talk about this, And those are hard conversations.
I love those kind of lyrics.
Yeah.
I think of songs like Shadows.
That song is about feeling like something big is coming.
Mm-hmm.
like watching a storm heading towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? It just means like, oh, there's
Right.
something coming, like something is changing. And that was, for me, I was a little sheepish about it back then, but that was about us trying something new.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a question here from Carter Bello. He says, how do you hit those high notes?
I just sing them an octave lower and then use auto-tune.
Pitch correction, yeah.
Yep. No, okay, so on this one, I will be straight up honest, man. This one took me a long time to record. The bridge took me the longest for sure to track because I wanted to go full voice on it. I wanted it to be screaming at the, from the mountaintops.
It's the emotion.
That's a high one. I think it's a C sharp.
Oh my gosh. That was your buddy out there, right?
Yeah.
You got some birds out the window.
Okay, this is kind of funny. No one will ever hear this, but right at the time I stuck the microphone out the window to track some birds, my buddy pulled up and drove right by the mic, and I kept it in there. It's in verse 2.
That's awesome.
That's a little tidbit for you.
Hidden tracks.
Hidden track. It was part of the atmosphere of what I was listening to. I'm writing about where I'm at in life, and I'm like, how appropriate is it to stick a mic outside and record where I'm at right now in life? Literally.
Right. As the music is fading out, that quietest moment right there before it starts building back up, you hear the little chirping.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about that. The other thing that I think is kind of a surprise in this tune is that flute sample.
I wasn't sold on the sound as much as I was the melody. It reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean from California. And I think for me, knowing that the song is about us moving, it was kind of funny to me to bring little pieces of California or my memory, my childhood into the song.
I didn't even think of that, though.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
There's a couple sounds in the song that remind me of that ride at Disneyland. Yeah. And the parrot as you're walking in, And these are just audible memories,
Yeah.
It kind of made me laugh, and so I put it in there.
I really, really enjoy a wide palette of sounds. Old samples, or we've got orchestral percussion on this song, drum kit.
Yeah, let's talk about percussion.
You know what I want to know about
Yeah.
is the drum programming on verse 2. Talk about how you developed that.
I was on Instagram,
Yeah, sure.
and in my feed, there's always music stuff and, plugins and beats and all this kind of stuff. And it was a library sample pack, and I kind of fell in love with this one sounding kit. And I was like, all right, I'll pay your stupid $39 just for that kick and snare.
Sure. Yeah.
And I bought it. And I don't know, there was something so cool about having all of this really pretty guitar atmosphere stuff. And then the second verse just like going down to this beat.
Yeah.
So then when we got to the point where we wanted to add real drums to the outro to make it big, I asked Bailey to just set up a mic or two and just play along with that and see what happens.
Yeah, little things come out on the left or the right.
But they play really well off each other.
And it kind of layered in Dan, your samples, the drum machine of mine, all of it together. We're really good at verse 2.
We are a verse 2 band.
I don't know if we're good at verse 2, but we really love verse 2 because we put a lot of care and attention.
We are good at verse 2. Let's be confident in that. Verse 1 sucks. Verse 2, epic. No joke, people. Every time I send Jared verse 2 finished, we always call each other and we're stoked and we laugh that we like verse 2 better than verse 1.
That's right.
It's always more exciting. There's always fun stuff in there. You can just do more with the verse 2, I think.
It's your last chance to get any ideas you have at that dynamic level. It's last stop before you build and you go big the rest of the tune.
Yep.
So we kind of throw it all in there.
This is the first time we've ever hired a quartet of professional string players to come in and track on our stuff. This was a 2 or 3 week process of making sure the song is complete and then writing all the string parts, having them notated, sitting down with an actual conductor, friend of mine, Brandon Collins, who's genius.
Yep, he's great.
He's an idiot, but he's a genius. No, I'm just kidding. Brandon is a
amazing.
stud, and I love seeing him do what he's been training to do his whole adult life.
Yeah.
He did stuff on the latest U2 record. Paul McCartney, he does a lot with One Republic. Dude, he's worked so hard. I sat down with him and had him go through all of our string arrangements and just make notes, and there's so much involved with it. There is nothing like sitting there in the studio, having your songs be tracked on by these
World-class
orchestra players,
Yeah.
and they're just killing it.
Yeah. I ugly cried the entire time.
I did
just,
too.
I scream cried.
Yeah, man.
It was
special.
Yeah. And so this is the first tune of several that we tracked that week. Last summer, I was listening to a song called Appointments by Julian Baker. It was pretty inspiring, and I found myself playing my baritone through a cranked spring reverb, put some tremolo on it, and started putting together this palette of sounds that I thought could work really well with the vocal. Definitely wasn't a song yet. It was just a sketch that I sent you, but it had the emotion that I was going for and feeling at the time. The intention on my part was that we would have this really simple song format of just these guitars and a vocal, but of course, we can't do that.
Yeah. Wouldn't you say that all of our most epic, most dense, track-heavy songs start out with a conversation saying, we should do a really simple song?
Yeah, let's do a simple song.
I'm going to blame all of that on you.
It's never going to happen. It just isn't going to happen. We will keep trying, though.
Because I'll get a text at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, had an idea I'm chasing down. And I'm thinking, well, not for this song, right? Because it's a simple song.
Didn't we kind of like finish the chasing down?
Yeah. It needs more.
6.5 days of chasing down a new idea.
Dude, right? Gosh, this song took months to record.
Happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, man. And I think it's one of those songs that we'll look back and forget all of the steps and all of the time and all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it and just experience it as a song. And I think I'll be really proud and maybe impacted in a different way.
Yeah.
It's time I thought about it, and you feel I was waiting for the moment to arise, waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for you, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thanks for listening. We have a lot more of these episodes coming soon, so make sure to hit subscribe and follow. You can always find the latest information on the podcast and all of our new releases at wearechapters.com.